Hey guys, it's me FC and I'm back with another video. So today I'm just going to be discussing something that, very important about the state of balance or maybe heroes in Gekishin Squadra, and that is the balance of the tank, and that is the balance, or rather the balance of the tank role. So I'm just going to go. I cannot click on heroes though. Let's see. Where is okay? Oh, there we go. We're finally. Are we here in the heroes tab? Check. Okay. It is not. Okay, here we go. So here we're now in the hero stack, and specifically we're going to be focusing on the tank class. So as you can see here, we only have like one, two, three, four, five. We have about seven tank heroes, and with Bardock coming to the game in on Wednesday in the Philippines and Tuesday in some other parts of the world, we're now going to be having a grand total of 8 tanks. So the first thing is that there are very few tanks in the game right now, and then the second thing is that there is an egregious amount of imbalance with regards to tanks. What do I mean? If I'm going to be ranking tanks right now, there are basically like only three viable tanks in the game, and then the remaining four are like total garbage tanks, or not just garbage, or one of them is a super garbage tank, and then the other three, and then the gap between the top three tanks, and then the next three tanks are is so huge. There is a one reason why for these. Okay, first of all, crowd control. In MOBAs, generally, tanks are there to get in the enemy lines, be a damage sponge, and disrupt the enemy formation or the enemy team fight via CCs. So in this case, there are only actually two pure CC tanks in the game. Those are. Let's go. Where's the tank? Those are okay. Now I cannot sort by tank. Those are Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who has CCs in all parts of his kit, which is a vacuum with his skill 1, a knockback and stun with his skill 2, and a little a mini a consistent knockback with season 3, and then an AOE knockback skill with ultimate. So basically, Vegeta has four CCs in his entire kit. So this makes him an ideal tank. Plus, he's got durability to boot because of his passive, which gives him like physical defense when he is displacing an enemy hero. Exclude his skill 3 excluded. His skill 3 can drive back enemies, can displace heroes continuously, and then also has the shield, or the extra HP in this game, which is the temporary shield. He also has a quick wind up skill that has a stun, that is quite respectable. The AOE and the range of this skill is actually very big, and the knockback, and then the vacuum for his skill 1 is also very very good. So yeah, so this guy has a lot of CC. The next one is Caulifla. Caulifla has damage redirection. She has basically a provoke, which she has a provoke, which basically allows her to redirect enemy skills on the next skill they use. So this is particularly useful on characters which can use their skills to escape, like Goku's Meteor Hammer or Piccolo's grab, making her a very good matchup which making her a very good matchup against Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan Goku, and Piccolo in general, because they have dash skills that allow them to escape, or that allow them to approach. So since they redirect them to her, whenever those characters need to escape, when they are provoked, the skills go to her instead of escaping. So yeah, this is actually a very powerful mechanic. So, and then Cooler is more of like a damage sponge, but he has very high AOE, and he has an ability that allows him to be immune to all attacks. He has a good dot laser skill, which is skill one, which is skill one. This one is a one-off skill. This is like the Kaioken. You max this last, but this is actually very nice because on his passive retaliation, he can knock back, he can AOE, and he can do slows. And then this one is like, what would I call this? Like Poppy in League of Legends skill 2. This is a Poppy. This is like the Poppy skill 2 in League of Legends, where she generates a field, which she generates a field where dashes are not are not where dashes are we're basically immune to dash. So yeah, this is actually a very strong skill. It actually counters a lot of dash characters. So basically, he blocks dashes with this skill. Very very strong. It also has a small stun. So those are currently the top three characters. Plus, he has very good damage potential for a tank as well. So yeah, I think Cooler is actually so basically the top three characters. The top three tanks are are Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Cooler, and Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. And then the next three are like nothing burger tanks. Who am I talking about? Super Saiyan Vegeta is a sustained tank which have very little which have very little CC. His skill 3 is a knockback, but that's just like a one-time knockback, and then it just gives like gray health or armor. His skill 2 is an AOE farm, and yeah, energy blast from enemy rush attacks. So only rush attack energy blasts are destroyed if it's hit with the explosion. It doesn't include skill based energy attacks. This is actually very good. This is actually his second skill to max. I used to max this first, but now I've maxed like this one, the skill one. This skill one is like his best skill overall when it comes to utility. But this doesn't give like CC, doesn't like give like slow, it doesn't give stun or anything. It's basically like just a health recovery. So this is like a health potion for him. So yeah, basically Vegeta is like a sustain tank. He's just very tanky, just a very big meaty boy, but he doesn't fulfill the role of an effective tank, which is to disrupt enemy formations or redirect opponents attacks to him. So basically, he's just standing there. You can basically just ignore him. And then pick off the opponents. He's not good at protecting your backline or your DPS. So that's one of the reasons why this dude is not Super Saiyan Vegeta. And to be quite honest, it's very sad because he's like my second best character in the game. So yeah, I think Super Saiyan Vegeta needs a little buff. Maybe put like, aside from the vacuum, maybe put a slow on his skill 2 to make him a little bit more viable when it comes to the tank role. Disrupting lines. Oh, and also big bang attack. Yeah, just a big massive AOE health recover when it hits opponents. So yeah. So basically his role is to be big and meaty, but not disrupt. So he's basically just there. You can ignore him. All right, and then the next one is Baby. Baby is actually very good for like When in super start, his skill 2 is massively good. It gives him defense and it gives him a little bit of a slow, just a little bit of a slow though. And then this one gives additional damage and lifesteal to allies, so this is actually very good. And then this one also is like a shield, a one-time big explosive shield. And yeah, very nice. This is actually a very nice character. But again, the point remains is that he doesn't have redirection. He only has a slow. He only gives lifesteal. And this one is like a very minor knockback. Look at the distance that Finger Blitz Barrage or Skill 1, um, the distance baby gains from this one is very minuscule. That's why you max the skill last. So in my opinion, that's one of the reasons. Baby is also kind of like a support tank in a way. It's good that they buffed him during the last season, but yeah, he doesn't really do a lot when it comes to disruption. He's good at supporting though, so there's that. And then the next tank out of the six is Zamasu. Zamasu is a pretty weird case. Zamasu is good. He's like a super skill merchant, a super start merchant, where his S2 is a very big. His S1 is a very big AOE slow, which can deal a ton of damage, and then his S3 is a dot. But again, what is the role he is fulfilling? His ultimate has a slow field, but this is an ultimate. It doesn't bring consistent disruption for in team fights. Whenever the ultimate is off cooldown, and his skill 2 is just straight up garbage. It's basically Vegeta's skill, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's skill 2, but it has less range. So per level up, you don't go farther. It only goes up in AOE, and the wind up time is very long, which makes this an easily projectable attack, and you can easily project the attack and then dodge it when he's about to land it. So yeah, I think, and then of course the bottom of the barrel tank is Cell. His early game is pretty much non-existent. His early game is non-existent, and his but his late game is pretty good with this ultimate once he's transformed, because it nullifies any energy attacks within the field. The thing though is his early game sucks so hard. By the time he only becomes good at around level 8, level 10, and level 11 is where you screwed up when you let Cell reach level 11, because at that point of the game that's when he starts becoming good. But his early game is pretty much non-existent. He has no CC. He's not he has his CC is very limited with slow. He has a stun, which is situational. His stun is only there when he grabs from behind when people are running away, and then his regeneration is just total garbage. His skill 3 is total garbage. So the thing is that there is a very big disparity when it comes to tank. There is like the best three are have very good CC or redirection, and then the next three are just meaty boys with limited CC, and then we have Cell. So the problem with tanks is that and then with Bardock coming up, he has an area of effect taunt with counter. His kit will be very overloaded, so he's going to be a very good tank. Which means that now when we are playing tank compared to like DPS where we have a lot of options, or Tech that has a lot of viable options aside from Kid Gohan and Tech Gohan, I find Android 17, Android 17, Majin Buu, and Krillin to be very and Hit, of course, Hit as very good options in the tech slot. But in tank right now, you're going to be just having like very limited very limited selections if you want to climb effectively. So so this is a very unhealthy tank meta, because uh, if in games where characters are equal in skill level, and say they're just picking a Zamasu versus a Caulifla will definitely curb stomp. Super Saiyan Vegeta will curb stomp. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta will curb stomp Super Saiyan Vegeta because of the inherent differences in kit. Like there was a power creep in kits. So what they need to do is maybe update a lot of the older tanks because I think if I remember correctly, Super Saiyan Vegeta was a beta character, so was Zamasu and I think Majin Buu. But Majin Buu is a tech. So yeah, Zamasu and Super Saiyan Vegeta were like beta characters, and they did not update them to fit modern meta sensibilities. So yeah, plus the fact that divine combo cards for tank has been nerfed a lot recently, and a lot of the tank helpers are like kind of useless. They nerfed Rildo, so yeah. So I think what plus I think divine combo cards in a way can divine combo cards. Oh, let's go to divine combo cards. Divine combo cards Gekishin. So the tank divine combo cards are like really lackluster. So let's go look at them one by one. I have the wiki here. All right. So I have the wiki here. We have too easy, which is a shield. It's actually a shield. I thought back then it was a heal, and then build up. This one, the graphic for build up has already been like the graphic for build up has already been like what do you call this? Outdated because Gekishin Squadra fandom doesn't update. So yeah, basically right now build up is bad and too easy is the alternative. It's not worse than build. It is not worse than build up, but it's actually not a good tank card as well. So too easy has this problem where you need to have a lot of conditions and the payoff for getting too easy is so minuscule. The first one is that you need to be at 50% HP or less. So, so you need to be at death's door and you need to get hit at that point before you get that shield. The second thing is the shield is so tiny. The shield is so tiny. It doesn't allow, it doesn't afford you time to be protected with that shield, and the duration is only 2 seconds. So, and then the cooldown for too easy is 30 seconds. So it means that you don't get a lot of value from too easy. So yeah, I think they should buff too easy. Either I think the 50% threshold is good, but I think what they need to do is both of these have to happen. Increase the shield that you gain from too easy and increase the duration from too easy. And then maybe, optional, decrease the cooldown to maybe 20 seconds. 20 seconds, every 20 seconds you get a shield. That's actually pretty good. So yeah, increase the shield you get from too easy, increase the duration to at least about 4 seconds, and then so that your shield protection is there for longer, and then reduce the cooldown by at least 10 seconds. No, what? No, 25 seconds, 25-second cooldown, just to be balanced. But I think 20 seconds is reasonable. Right, so that is it for too easy. The next one is steel skin and solid barrier. Nowadays, you don't take these for tanks. For me, I take Giant Slayer because Giant Slayer is just like overall better. These two are like nothing burgers, but I think steel skin will be good on Bardock because he forces rush attacks on his skill 2 or skill 3. I forgot what. But anyway, the guard taunt. So I think steel skin will be good on Bardock, but for now, for the current lineup, Giant Slayer will be better. Solid barrier is not really a tank. It's not really a tank green card. This is more of a range DPS green card for them. So you don't take this for tank. So you basically are locked to Giant Slayer when using tanks. And then maybe for skill three for the defensive cards, uh, defense step, and then maybe for like sustained tanks like Zamasu or maybe Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, or Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, which has a shield. Uh, Guardian Angel would be good for them. So I think for level three, for level three cards, I think these are solid. But level 1 and level 2 cards for tanks are basically either bad or just non existent. So I think Too Easy needs a buff. Um, more shield, more duration, and an optional one would be less cooldown reduction buff for Too Easy. And then, so yeah, build up, I think they also need to buff because now the value you get from build up is so low. Like, you need to build up. You need the ramp up time for build up is now longer. Plus, the total stats you get from at max ramp is now less than compared to its original compared to season two build up. So yeah, I think I think in general tanks are super like there's a very big parity or there's a very big there's not a lot of variation when it comes to tank kits. I think they really need to update. I think they really need to update uh, the kits of tanks for this game. Like, just upgrade the kit of tanks. Upgrade the kits of the older tanks like Super Saiyan Vegeta, Zamasu, Baby. Upgrade their kits so that they can actually be tanks and not just ignorable meat shields. Because what's the point of being a tank when you're being ignored? You're supposed to redirect or you're supposed to protect your team from dying. And if you're not doing that, you're not really an effective tank. So yeah, I think that is it for me, FC. That is it for my insights on the tank role in general, especially now that Super Saiyan Bardock, a new tank character, will be coming on this week. So yeah, I just needed to discuss that. Please, Gekishin Squadra, please buff the older tanks. The older tanks, please buff them. Make them allow them to disrupt or allow them to do their role as tanks in the game. Hope you all have a wonderful day and bye bye.